Guys, welcome back. So we will now proceed to the last chapter, activity based costing, and this chapter was recently added. That means this is part of your new syllabus. Okay, so actually there is nothing new to study in activity based costing. We already kind of know activity based costing. Why? Because this concept of activity based costing is related to your absorption costing. Okay, what? Absorption costing. So if you remember, in the overheads chapter we had studied absorption of overheads, right? What had we done? There was collection. So we had rent, we had power, all of those amounts were given here. They were all estimated. Remember? Then what did we do? Then there were production departments, correct, and service departments. We took these amounts and distributed them amongst our production department and service departments. So we got our primary distribution summary. After that, what did we do? The service departments gave away their overheads to production departments. Then we got our secondary distribution summary. So as per secondary distribution summary, only production departments had overheads. Correct? So these were the total overheads of our production departments. But we absorbed these overheads. Why? Because we needed how much was the overhead per hour so that we could charge it to the product. So what did we do? We took number of hours here and then we got the overhead rate per hour. Why was it important to calculate this overhead rate? For our cost sheet. Correct? Our cost sheet consists of direct material, direct labor, direct expenses, which is prime cost. This is no problem. But how do I calculate overheads? So we know that one unit takes, say, 1 hour in production department 1 and it takes 2 hours in production department 2. So what did we do? We calculated the overhead rate per hour. So now I can easily calculate the overheads for production department 1. How? If the overhead rate, whatever I've calculated, that is for 1 hour. So even this product is taking 1 hour in production department 1. So I can easily calculate from P1 how much overhead is coming, and from P2 also I can easily calculate how much overhead is coming, and then I closed my cost sheet, added profit, gave the selling price per unit. Now in activity based costing, there is a slight difference. Now activity based costing says, why should you always absorb all the overheads on the basis of hours? Don't do that. Don't absorb overheads on the basis of hours. So here we took hours, right? And we expressed our overheads in terms of per hour. And then we charged it also in terms of hours. So activity based costing says, why do you want to do it in terms of hours? Instead, what you can do is, the total overheads can be divided into different activities. Okay, and once these overheads are divided into different activities, you find out how those overheads can be absorbed. So to absorb the overheads, don't use hours. Use something called as a cost driver. So cost driver is anything that influences that cost. For example, suppose I divide my overheads into two parts. I'm just giving an example. So my total overheads are divided into two types. One is, say, purchase department overheads, and the other one is, say, machine related overheads. So what did I do here? I divided my overheads into two activities. One is purchase related activity and one is machine related activity. Now once I have divided these overheads into activities, don't absorb them using hours. Why? Because purchase department has nothing to do with hours. Machine related activities, yes, you can use hours to absorb, but purchase related activities doesn't make sense to absorb on the basis of hours. So use something else. So what is that something else that influences cost when it comes to purchase related activities? Maybe you can use purchase orders. Maybe you can use purchase orders. So for purchase department, we can use purchase orders, and for machine related overheads, we can use hours. So what activity based costing tells us is, don't use hours for everything. You divide your overheads into various activities, see which activity is driven by which factor. Then figure out what that cost driver will be. So these are called cost drivers. Then you do the same thing. What did you do in absorption costing? You calculated overhead rate per hour. So here also you calculate overhead rate per cost driver. So here in this particular part you will calculate purchase overhead per purchase order, because the cost driver is purchase order. Here you will calculate machine overhead per hour. And then once you have your overhead rates based on cost drivers, you charge them to your products based on the consumption of cost drivers. So what did we do here? We charged our overhead rate on the basis of hours. So we found out in P1 it takes 1 hour. Then we found out in P2 it takes 2 hours. And then we charged. So now instead of taking hours, you figure out this product is consuming how many purchase orders. You've already found out the overhead rate per purchase order. You charge it on the basis of purchase orders. Similarly, charge it on the basis of hours when it comes to machine related overheads. So it's the same thing. There is no change. The only change is activity based costing says don't use only hours. You divide your overheads into different activities. Instead of hours, use different cost drivers, and then based on those cost drivers you charge overheads to the products. Because in absorption costing we were only using either machine hours or labor hours. That's all. We were not using anything else. Guys, is it okay? That's it. This is activity based costing. So nothing new to learn here. We already know it. So we will directly move on to the problem now. So come to the problem.